at the end of the month.
Are you now?
Yeah, we're gonna be with him for the troops in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, very good. Good for you. DL Hughley on the show here. When I listen to your comedy, I realize that you and I aren't that different.
No.
Because you're talking about the things, let's go back. Let's go back home. And you're talking about the stove with the brown spot on the ceiling. That was my grandmother's house. And I always wondered what fire got big enough to make it up almost to the top of the ceiling. And she said, oh, it's a chicken grease fire. And it had those big Ohio blue tip wooden matches. Those are my favorite things in the world. Because you get them and you throw them down on the sidewalk, and if they light, you win. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, unless the neighborhood goes up, then nobody wins. That's bad. Good news is you won. Bad news is we're moving. So.
Whether you want
witness
to or
protection
not.
program.
And when you were talking about Don Imus saying he looked like a werewolf that didn't finish changing,
man,
I lost it, man.
Man, everybody. I'm having so. I remember like this whole election cycle is just hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rick Santorum, man, this dude, I know he loves God, but relax. Like,
back it off a little.
Even Jesus is going, Rick, have a drink. Slow down.
Back up. It's like John Witherspoon. When he talks about his sister who's real religious, even Jesus says, all right, bitch, back it off a little bit, please. It's
so, because, I mean, he wants the government out of every aspect of our lives except a woman's, private parts. Mm-hmm. And if the government gets a hold of that, you can't even talk dirty to your girl anymore. Whose is it? Uncle Sam's. Who's your daddy? I got 50 of them.
Well, I mean, the Republican Party, that's as good as they can do.
Oh, man.
Obama's getting back in.
Oh, man, that must have been his Christmas list. You know what's funny? I remember when white people thought Herman Cain could be president. Black people at home, because we all got an uncle like that. For 5 minutes he makes sense, then after that you go, what the hell are you talking about, Herman? And I have, and they all, have you ever noticed, like, I have nothing against black Republicans, but I only see them every 4 years, like leap year.
Yeah.
Like I wonder where they put them when they're not using them, like in a shed somewhere.
We'll unlock it if we need you.
Where's that black dude we had 4 years ago? And they all look like Herman Cain, Clarence Thomas, Michael Steele. I think they're the same dude. I do. Yeah.
And they all have a problem with women.
Right,
it's always the woman that messes things up for
them. And I dig Obama, but, he's got to get a little tougher. He's messing up black people's reputation. White people ain't even scared of us no more. I was buying a white dude 2 o'clock in the morning at the ATM. I went, boo him, whatever, asshole.
You ain't scared me nothing. Right. You ain't scared me.
The unemployment rate is, and I think I have a theory. You know why the unemployment rate is so high? Because we're not, like, the jobs we used to be able to do, you don't do anymore. Like, we're not, like, I ain't been to a white doctor. I ain't seen a white doctor since House. Like, because my doctor's office smell like curry. You ever notice? Like,
yes, may I help you? Bend over and off.
I took a taxi to my doctor's office. He walked out like, didn't you drop me off here? Like,
aren't you the same guy? How'd you get up here so fast?
And it's hard to understand if you're getting good medical attention when you can't understand nothing they say. I'm like, is that your last name or what I got?
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I was talking about this the other day. A long time ago, I had to go for hemorrhoids.
Oh, yeah.
And my doctor, he was one from New Delhi, and his name was Dr. Munga. And I kept calling him Hugh, to see if he'd get the joke. And then I kept calling him Kuka, and he still didn't get the joke. Don't you hate it when you know something's funny and it didn't work?
Right.
They don't get it.
I want somebody that I can understand if they got their fist jammed in my ass. You know what I'm saying? There can't be a language barrier.
Please tell me that glove is clean that you use.
Right. Have you seen Caligula? What are you talking about? I don't know. I have no idea what this is right here.
Oh,
but I came in here for a chest cold, so what are you doing back there?
I like it because I identify so much with your comedy, like talking about how teachers banging students now. How come they weren't around when I was in school? We have asked that question many, many times.
Just now, recently, was the Cincinnati cheerleader?
The Bengals cheerleader.
And she's a pretty high little number, right?
Yeah.
And what I wonder is who messed it up for the dude that was getting it? Like like another student she wouldn't have sex with? Oh, you're not going to have me too, Miss Johnson? You're always telling everybody bringing up for the whole class so nobody gets it.
I'm going to tell.
Right.
And you're right. It's usually A white girl that does it.
Hey, man, yeah, because it's hard. Look, sisters ain't going to give you nothing unless you take them somewhere. You got to, listen, your milk money budget is just not going to get it done.
If you ain't got a job,
right.
Not even for special credit?
No. If you want to bang erasers, that's literally what you can.
Yeah. You know what's so, and when we were growing up, like I said, if you want to be a positive member of society, you go to church, you play sports, and you go to school. Now, between like Penn State, Syracuse, and Priest, I'm going to take my chances on the streets. But you remember the ball boy from Syracuse said he was molested from the time he was 13 till 28?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If the coach is still having sex with you at 28, you got a boyfriend.
It's not an accident at that
That's
point.
A relationship.
Yeah.
That 15 years, that lasted longer than the last Kardashian wedding. Are you crazy? And they don't tell, and the thing about it is, he waited so long to tell that it took, the statute of limitations ran out. So either tell early or let it go. You can't tell me that you don't know when something's wrong. Like, at 7 years old, I knew, I was like, I don't like, I'm telling.
Yeah, no, he touched me. No, I'm telling somebody.
But after that period of time, is it the Stockholm Syndrome?
Right. I ain't never been to Stockholm.
Yeah. And apparently, I don't want
to go. But my doctor was from there.
Yeah. Turn your head and cough, Mr. Hughley. DL Hughley, our special guest. Stick around. We've got some more catching up to do.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Coming up on the Bo and Jim Show.